Have you ever really thought about who you are? Because what you are is unlimited. But how much of us do we really see of ourselves? Maybe on a good day we get a glimpse of ourselves in a full-length mirror and we may be seeing half of ourselves. Maybe a head and shoulders or full length. It could be us looking at ourselves from a shaving mirror. Or maybe a set of eyes glaring down at us from a rear vision mirror as we drive to work on the motorway. But these are just glimpses. And what I'd like to share with you are some thoughts about who we are. And if you think back 24 months about what you were doing and who you were being then, that person has gone. They no longer exist. Every cell of your body has totally and completely replaced itself over the last 2 years. That person is buried, died, flushed away, evaporated, but totally disappeared. And you have recreated all those cells in your body, put together all those thought forms and memories to create the me that is existing now. Let's think now, how long are we going to live? Let's say it may be 80 years. And if we've made a new me every 24 months, that simply means that over 80 years we're going to create 40 new me's. And that's an awesome amount of creation. It's an army of people that we've put together. The question is, how do we do this? And you know, and I know, it happens automatically. Or we can do something else. We can do it consciously. So that the new me that we're constantly in the process of creating right now is more of the me that we want to be than the one we had before. It's rather like a car designer. One year he may design a pickup truck, for example. Next year it could be the family saloon, a 4-door version. And maybe this year it's a 2-door sports car. It's still the car. It still goes on the motorway, it has 4 wheels and an engine, but it's different. So the question I put to you is, what is the me that you would now like to create for yourself? Because nobody else is doing it other than you. The question that we can ask ourselves is, why are so many people stressed, depressed, upset, and annoyed with who they are and their circumstances? Simply because they're not creating the me's that they would like to be. Because the quality of the me dictates the quality of your life. Because the life is the reflection of the self. So if you want to change the outer world, you first have to change the inner world, the inner self. And there are 2 major components that we have to do that with. One, let's call it group 1, is what gives us energy: food, air, and water. And group 2 is what we do with that energy, which is our inspiration, our feelings, and our thoughts leading into actions. And the combination of those 2 create the life, and they create our well-being. So those are the 2 ingredients that we're working with. Perhaps we can start with the thought of how we can use our thought. A wonderful example is the lady next door whose young daughter unfortunately burnt her hand on the stove. It wasn't a big burn, but she suffered a blister. Yet only 10 days ago I was at a seminar in London, and I was walking as casually as I would across the road, but this time I was walking barefoot across hot coals that were very, very hot. But my feet didn't burn. What was the difference? The difference was simply a thought. So life that we have and the me that we are is simply a thought away. And I have with me a little book that I found, and it's from New Zealand, and it was written by a lady called Ruth Tai. It's the English interpretations of Maori wisdom. And I just happened to open it, and here's what it says. Every cell of our body is a thought. Each thought is a creation. Every person creates their own thoughts. Our bodies are the creation that reflects our thoughts. And so are our lives.